It's spring, and for us, that means it's time for wild harvesting to kick back into gear. We are traveling to a wildfire which burned just over 6 months ago in the interior of British Columbia, Canada. We plan to spend the next 40 days living and working in a remote location at the north end of Deadman Valley, a dramatic canyon landscape surrounded by rolling hills and lakes. This isn't everyone's first destination when it comes to a trip, but we're here for a reason. Morel mushrooms. This unique genus of fungi thrive the spring following a forest fire. We chase the mushroom flush every year all over Western Canada's wilderness. This season, we have chosen a location central to the 100,000 hectare Sparks Lake wildfire, where some friends of ours have a ranch that sadly burned during last year's disaster. This once fly-in only hunting lodge can now be accessed by a winding narrow road that leads through Deadman Valley. Situated right at the top of the valley bordering Deadman Falls is Singing Lands Ranch. There are no cabin sites left. The only structure remaining is a partially burnt airplane hangar. And with the closest town located over 100 kilometers away, we'll need to be resourceful in order to succeed with our goal to harvest as many morels as possible. We arrive early so that we can get ourselves ready for when the mushroom flush begins. Our first task is to set up our camp in anticipation for the rest of our harvesting crew to arrive. With only what we can transport in our vehicles, we will have to combine modern materials with bushcraft in order to create a usable working camp. Our focus on having a low environmental footprint and using only sustainable materials is of great importance to us. The dead standing trees left by the fire are perfect for building the structures of our camp. Over the next week, we will need to analyze the fire using plant and soil science, GPS and drones, and cumulative decades of harvesting experience in order to narrow down where we should focus our efforts. First off, we need to check the land surrounding our current location for signs that this fire will be a good host for morels, and furthermore, for us. I want to give you a window into a morel harvester's eyes, what we see when we look at this. Got nice sized roots, lots of organic material in the soil, and then all of it is covered in fire cup fungus. It's everywhere. And that's a really good indicator, as well as this moss means that there's a good amount of moisture in the ground. Fireweed starting, liverwort, and sure enough, those were just starting. How do you like the weather?
Beauty. We can take it all. Hot, cold, freezing, cooking.
The unfortunate effects of a wildfire. We're just looking for some pieces of rebar for staking down our structures.
Yeah, not the longest. A few long ones. Look at that.
Nicely done.
That's a nice rock.
So we've got our 2 Dutch ovens this year, a 14 and a 12. We got it sitting on the fire brick. This is where we'll pour our dirty wash water, and it'll roll down this little channel underneath and go into the 3-foot pit of rock underneath here and burn off. Keep the bears away. Nice balmy Canadian morning. Put in a nice bench here, backrest, bench here. Got this all covered with our wash station. And these totes just sit right in there.
Burning tomorrow.
After spending a full week, we have managed to set up a good portion of our camp so that it's ready for when the morel harvest begins. Our kitchen, wash area, tent sites, and cooking fire are finished and will help make our lives easier once we start working long hours in the bush. Our next step is to start scouting more of the wildfire to create a plan of where to focus our time once the rest of our group arrives. First, we need to take the time to do the long drive to town in order to resupply and to check one of our hidden mushroom patches while we're at it. gonna stop here on the side of the road and grab some birch bark for fire starter. Fire starter.
There you go. There's actually a lot here.
There's a little black bear. Little grizzly bears running away over there. That's 5 minutes from the last bear. Okay, we've arrived. Gonna go check for some natural morels that aren't growing in a forest fire. Well, oh, there's one. Look at that. This morel is not a burn morel. We're in a green forest. It's a little older, but still good.
Really? There's one back there.
Fresh one here. There's a couple more. It's a nice one.
This is pretty good shape.
Nice. Now we're just looking for giant puffball mushrooms. We've picked them along here before.
They're like steak. Oh.
Success! We found some giant puffballs. Take a look at these. Look at the size of it.
It's an older one.
Yeah. Not huge, but pretty good. Another one there. Look at that.
Snowballs.
There we go, a whole bucket of puffball mushrooms, giant puffballs. They're all pretty big. Nothing huge, but good size.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
We're gonna seed singing lands.
I'm just gonna take this big softball here. And there's a nice green hill over there. There we go. Now they'll grow.
Watch this. And another one up on the hill. And then the front of that.
Beauty. Just took these old rotting Douglas fir slabs here and used the terrain and made a nice long bench that's under cover. There he is.
Oh, let me jump out of this. Oh!
You finding any mushrooms in there?
No, but at about 5 foot, the soil changes a bit.
Complete. Better than a log.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Okay, see you later.
See you later. Good luck.
Right in this sunny spot. As I came up, I said, oh, it's a little bit warmer here. And looked at the ground. And there's some very, very fresh baby morels just starting. 4 of them in one little spot there. Oh, there's some more. And it's getting this extra midday sun, which lasts quite a while. So this is another sign that we're just waiting for the heat. There's some more. Here's one. Couple here. Another one there. Next to that pine cone. Another one there. Woohoo! That's a good sign. It's always warmer at in the tree wells when you get up in the morning and it's around -1, -2 Celsius. There'll be frost everywhere except the tree wells. That's often where they'll grow first. Home sweet home. Well, it's not pretty, but here's my very basic cold shower just for cooling off and washing off after picking. On a hot day, this will be really nice. So.
Howdy.
Welcome to the party.
Yeah.
Glowing in the sun. They're still small. They're all through here.
Go this way, though.
Be careful where I step.
Stanky. Get him out there, Alan.
Hey, would you consider yourself 68 years old or 68 years young? Sorry, can't do. I'm an old man. Randy spotted something on the road. Have a look at this. An iPhone. Oh.
Still got power?
Yep. We're going to see if anybody calls or what happens. Leave those ones. Pick these. All along here, just starting, and then just tiny little ones. They're just starting. Look at this cluster. Pick through it. This will help it grow better. Yeah. Now that we're starting to find morels large enough to harvest, we need to start putting in longer days, covering as much ground as possible. This area of hard burn isn't the ideal ground for morels, but with the tree canopy burnt away, areas like these often start first because they get extra sunlight and heat. Zones like this, that are blackened with few living trees left, generally don't produce for as long as areas with a mix of living trees. These areas are overexposed to weather and conditions, often causing the morels to dry out from too much sun or wind, or from rainfall splashing fire ash onto the mushrooms. We're here early so that we can take advantage of this first flush of morels while they're still good quality. We need to start finding areas that have better conditions for a longer term harvest. Well, we saved the iPhone. Dad and his daughter were out here bear hunting and they lost the phone. And they just drove past. We stopped, talked to them, handed it over, and they were pretty happy about it. Well done.
Hey.
So we're gonna put them through the dryer. Finding a partial bucket of mushrooms has helped improve our morale, and now we're even more excited to continue our search for new areas to harvest. From what we've seen so far, this wildfire is looking like it has conditions that are favorable for morels, and we think we have made the right choice by choosing this location.
Oh my god, look at that feeling.
Still a pretty good snowpack down there. Look at them all. We're only about a kilometer from camp right now, maybe a kilometer and a half. Getting to be a decent size now. Oh yeah. Look at them clusters. You see them? Mosquitoes everywhere. Oh, going in my ears, going in my mouth, in my nose, in my eyes. That's how you know it's bad, when you have to throw your morels away because they have mosquitoes squished into their gills. It's just wrong.
There's 4 or 5 right there.
That's wrong. Even the moose wouldn't walk in there.
Sticky.
Instead of buying bags of charcoal, we're in a forest fire, so we just go collect our own. Free.
This is my mushroom basket.
Bear protection.
Yeah, if a bear comes at you in the burn, you just go like this.
Checking some new ground. Hard to tell the pine cones from the morels in here. Not very common. No way. Oh. Yeah, they are. And it comes everywhere. A nice size too. Well, here's what we got today in about 5 or 6 hours combined. So it's picking up now. And they're all really good quality. We're gonna dry all these. But first we'll weigh them up. 70.34 pounds. Not bad for an early pick. Drawer number 1, we've got yesterday's half dried. We finished them off. Drawer number 2 and 3 and 4, we've got all of today's fresh mushrooms. So in total, there's probably, this was 12 pounds, and then we got 70 pounds in the top 3. There's 80 to 85 pounds in there. Getting low on firewood again, so we're gonna fall this tree. It's a dead spruce tree.
Remember how I was saying all the rivulets? These like big ones down there.
As I was falling that tree and bucking it up, Randy was out getting another top up of morels just around our camp here. So he just went in no time at all, snagged some big ones. We put them down in drawer 1, took out the dried. Look at the size of some of these. Here we go. Gonna hike in up this fire break and see what we see. Oh, we've been walking for about 5 hours. Only got a third of a bucket each. Not very good. A lot less than yesterday. But overall, a bit of a bust. Only finding a partial bucket after 5 hours of hiking and covering lots of ground, we know we need to look elsewhere. So we've moved 10 kilometers down the road to a new zone that looks promising. It's late in the day, and we're hoping we can at least find clues to how this area is producing before we lose daylight, so that we can set ourselves up for tomorrow. Alright, we met back up with Randy, and we're going to check this new spot over here. Totally new ground. That's pretty good. Better than this morning, that's for sure. So, our mushrooms that we put in yesterday, we've kind of been intermittently drying them with the fan. And I'll show you where they're at now. They look really good. Good quality, that's what's important. So, listen under here. You hear them tinkling around, hopefully. Oh yeah, totally done. Now this drawer was full right up to here, so that's how much they shrink down. Ready to flash. You can see we've lost our suction, but they're still popping around in there, floating. Beauty. They look great. So 48.74 pounds, and I would say that, yeah, I would say that 40 pounds of that was picked in about an hour. So slow start, but it sure picked up at the end, and tomorrow we'll go do our best. We're checking this little tree planted area that's maybe 15 years old or so, mostly pine. Okay, we're back where we ended yesterday. We were in there yesterday, so we're just going to check this little pocket first and then go back and finish this spot off after that. Big old morel. Swamp donkeys. Boom.
It hurts.
Back at camp, had dinner. We're gonna weigh up our dried mushrooms now. Nice. So this was 75 pounds of fresh that dried down into this. Beautiful quality. Take a look at that. No sporing. We're ready to get our dry ratios now. So we're aiming for minimum of 10 to 1. That's sort of standard. So we put 75 pounds in there. So if we get 7.5 pounds of dried, then that's hitting par. 7.16 to 1. Bonus! Beep! So we've had Robbie arrive. Here's his truck. He's just around the corner setting up. Here's yesterday's mushrooms. They still look great. They sat in the Silvacool tarp overnight. And we're just going to weigh up today's mushrooms. Yesterday was 48.74, so 125.9 pounds. Coffee's ready.
Yay.
It's all of a sudden hailing. It poured for maybe half an hour to 45 minutes, but that'll be good for the mushrooms.
Not to mention, we ran around with a bar of soap and got clean.
Yeah, bush shower right from the sky.
Oh, that's gonna look sick.
Alex made an awesome handle. Pretty sweet. Look at that. Oh, bacon mac and cheese with potatoes and egg. Breakfast mac and cheese, you might even say. Right on, nice. Building a nice shower. There'll be a change room, shower, and then here's the shower unit. Propane fueled. We found this barrel, filled it up. Out of the ruins of this old cabin here, there's this nice little wood stove. Great little stove. Gonna make a dryer. What you got there? A nice big draw knife? Walled in. We got our tin on the back around the wood stove pipe, and one panel of tin on the top in case sparks come out of there. And the rest is all poly, so it creates the greenhouse effect. Right, some strapping on there. It's all pretty much sealed with just some small holes here and there. And there's a good sized hole that comes in here, so when we pull air with our dryer through some ducting, it'll have to come through this hole across the wood stove. It'll dry it out. It'll come into our ducting here. We'll cut a hole in the poly, which will go into our dryer. There we go, smoke coming out the stack. And here's our buddy Alec, who has joined us for the season, ready to pick. Dryer. So the air comes in through that ducting there, that tube. Comes through the wall, down, right into the dryer. And then all that hot air is getting ejected out the fan here. So even when it's pouring rain out and really wet, we are only drying with dry air. Along with our portable mushroom dryer, this wood stove room will help speed up the drying process and will allow us to flash the mushrooms. Flashing is the process of adding higher levels of heat in order to finish the last 20% of the drying. Using low heat dry air in our portable dryer until around 80% dry, then moving the mushrooms into the wood stove room to flash, we can comfortably dry more mushrooms in a shorter amount of time. Ready for a good day of picking?
Yeah, let's do this.
Woohoo! These red ants were making a home in this big morel. That's not good. It'll be a spicy one. Robbie and Randy are going that way. Alex and I are going up the hill. And then that way. Oh, you see those way down at the bottom of the hill? Glowing in the sun.
Oh, nice.
We're getting more than a basket an hour here. Basket each in 45 minutes. They just keep going all around us here. Look at this. This bird is going nuts. Everywhere, and they're good size. Okay. And it's loaded. Just in this little area here, at least 11 or 12 pounds. Here comes Randy. He's carrying, hauling weight. just keeps flushing. We've got mushrooms like this, and then we've got a newer flush like this, and then an even newer flush like this.
Morels.
See the truck way down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. On its side. On our way back from the buyers now. Just gonna check some new ground since we're already out here.
Some babies popping too.
Yeah, you did good.
You did alright. So these only had 4 hours of air on them. No heat. Just cold air. And look. Almost ready to flash. Not raining this morning. Gonna head out for another day of picking. 5 of us going in today with packs, so gotta get a lot of mushrooms to fill up. I'm going with Randy, Alec, Robbie, Alex, and myself.
Let's kick it.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
The perfect morel. Full bucket already, and let's see how long we were picking. We took about 10 minutes walking in, and we're at 52 minutes. So a basket in 42 minutes. That's good picking.
Look at the stem. There's no hole.
It's a nice one. The size of these. Big spruce tree, big morels. Two and a half baskets in an hour and 45 minutes. That's pretty good, including breaks. So these guys got a similar amount, and there's 5 of us. We're all getting that amount in one area within sight of each other. It's good. Just got a basket and a half in half an hour. Look at that. Right on.
I heard him a minute ago over there. Oh.
Here, I'll take your bucket for you.
Oh, thanks.
Madman.
Nice.
I'm going in. Oh yes, there we go. This ravine is gonna pay off big. We walked down the ravine right there. I was at less than half a bucket. We picked this, just this, and now we're both full. And now it's hailing. Canadian weather, eh? Here we go.
Here we are.
Two packs,
There's no dip.
Yeah.
3 packs,
There's a dip, remember?
Yeah.
4 packs.
Yeah. 5.
All right, dropper pack for a day.
We're all Robbie?
Woo!
Alec?
Oh yeah.
Alex?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. I feel for you, buddy. Phil?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
baby.
drop it. Oh, it's gonna be wet. It is wet. Well, where?
A lot of mushrooms in a small truck. Back at camp, show you how we did. We just sold fresh today. 285 pounds.
Cheers.
Cheers. Coffee time.
Oh yeah, herb, cheese, garlic, bannock bread, and a big thing of sauce and noodles. Cheese. Carbs. This will help a lot.
Black flies are bad today.
Oh wait. Stupid buzzing fly.
Right next to Alex. That was right here. It's gonna be a good day again. Here we go. Grazed. Oh, you seen it? Gene said it. Beautiful. Those are great. That's a big morel. Holy cow. That's huge. We've only walked maybe 100 meters from the pack in circles. Just keeps going. Look at that sucker. It's only getting better. This is ridiculous.
big one.
Well, we're gonna try to pack this out of here now. We've been going for almost 6 hours, 29 baskets. Randy's up near the truck picking up there, so we're gonna go meet up with him and fill the rest of our empty baskets and then drive to the buyer. Just ridiculous. 7 baskets plus the buckets completely full of morels. This is always the hard part. Of course, when we take a break, the mosquitoes go crazy and it's hot and sunny.
Thank you.
Our hard work scouting the fire leading up to finding this patch is starting to pay off. This area is perfect for forest fire morels. It is a thick layer of soil that isn't too rocky. There's lots of water in the ground because there are a number of small lakes speckled through the area. It's a mix of spruce and trembling aspen with the odd pine tree, and the ground is relatively flat with no dominant exposure, so it gets lots of sunlight. We think it will continue to produce for us for quite a while, and it seems like no other harvesters have found this area yet. So we are going to make the most of this incredibly abundant morel patch and harvest what we can while we can.
There you go, boys. Proper day.
We're starting.
445 pounds of morels without moving our pack boards. Happy with that. And that's still just the naturals. We did see some fire morels, but they haven't even really started yet, so we're still looking forward to that. Gonna head out for a shorter day of picking today. Going with Alec and Alex. Just the 3 of us. So we figured we'd just check some new ground that's easier to get to and make the most of this beautiful sunny day. Okay, we come to a new road, sort of on the back side of our patch, but a couple kilometers down. Found this road on the GPS. Look at that, right away. Well, we want to see bigger volumes. We're talking about right away. Nice and fresh because we're about 50 meters higher in elevation. Woo! Yeah. It's a lot of water there. The mushrooms come in waves. We call them flushes. And in this ground, nobody's picked it. So there's 3 flushes happening at once. First flush is going bad. And that's these guys here. This is a bad mushroom. We call this blowing out. The stem gets super wide. See? And it's kind of gross. All of these, no good. Second flush, right there. Nice, still fresh, still good. Now right next to the first flush here, this is first flush blown out. And they overlap, of course, like you're seeing. And then you're still seeing a third flush coming in with little ones and the odd baby in the area. In this ground, I'm only taking the odd big one that's still fresh from the first flush. Pretty much everything from second flush is still good. And maybe 1 or 2 here and there from third flush, if they're big enough. Just give you
there, look. Cut the stem long to show you. It's a perfect mushroom.
It was so awesome. We got so lucky.
That wasn't luck. That was pure chance.
All right, we all got 5 to 6 baskets again. And go back out tomorrow morning. Go hard with 5 of us. You ready for it?
No.
Oh, look at that bear carcass. That stinks. The 3 of us did 195 pounds. Discovered a whole lot of new ground that expands our patch by quite a bit. Nice day, dude.
Long day, another day tomorrow.
Yep. Gotta have a big meal before a good day of picking. Pork tenderloin, tomatoes, beans, eggs, celery, and toast. Morels. See how the gills are opened up? These are mature mushrooms, they just grew small. A lot of morels. Look at them all. Right in the fire cups. Getting a little too wet out here, starting to rain too much, so we got to get these mushrooms out of the bush before they get soaked. We're at 16 very, very full baskets, and Alec and Randy are still picking up by the truck. We have no idea how they're doing.
It's heavy.
All bundled up and ready for the road. Made it back to camp. Took 2 hours to go drive the mushrooms to the buyer and get back to camp on those slippery roads. But we got 316 pounds, so that's pretty good considering we were forced out of the patch by the rain. It's supposed to be nicer out tomorrow, so we'll go hard and just keep it rolling. Black flies in the morning. You ready for it?
Oh yeah.
Put our packs down. And all around us is big, ready to pick morels. Alex and I are going to start by picking along the lake shore and just kind of walk this lower flat around the lake. This is a really good patch. So all in the liverwort here. And when this stuff gets too big, it usually shows that the flushes are ending. So it's at a great size right now. They'll probably be done here within a week for the natural morels. Have a look at this. They're everywhere. And it just gets crazy over here. Look at them all. As far as you can see, there's a bucket around me right now. So between the 4 of us, we picked close to 6 baskets in 25 minutes. That's really good. Yeah. Look at that. Gray blondes. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh. Gray fire.
The first
morels.
handful for Alec.
Nice.
Fuck yeah, nice. Thank you for this. Watching.
Moral support. Another good day of picking. 290 pounds for the 4 of us. And we're already all geared up and ready for tomorrow. Look at that. Great.
Oh yeah.
Great. Holy, look at them all.
Look at.
Woohoo! Graze.
As we enter this area exposed to more sunlight, we start to see more gray fire morels starting. The initial showing is looking really good, and we hope that in a week or so, everywhere else will be flushing like this with fire morels. The natural species of morels are in full flush, but a percentage of them are starting to get too old to harvest, so we know that soon we will need to rely on the next flush of mushrooms. Seeing this species of morels, grays or Morchella tomentosa, is a great sign of what's to come. This elusive variety of morel are only found in burn areas, and they are prized by both harvesters and chefs alike.
This is a good tree. Nice big spruce tree. And take a look. Wow. That's a full one. Ooh. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Chunk. I think we might be full. We're out of baskets and buckets, so we're gonna head back, see where the guys are at. We're back kind of late tonight. That was a longer drive, but that was 476 pounds. This patch just keeps producing. This is a pretty valuable tray of mushrooms right here. More than you'd think. About 225 pounds of fresh went into this. So Robbie went out fishing while we were working on these racks to dry our mushrooms. And look what he got. Beautiful rainbow trout. Look at those. Nice. That'll be awesome for dinner.
Drive it right in
Woo!
there.
Well done.
So we'll take a few of these and just skim through the tree. Don't hammer it. It'll actually help it make the leaders of the branches stronger. Wonderful product. And you compare the two. And this is much nicer. It's denser. It's really like, this is brittle. It could break off in pieces, but this is like solid, right? Look at that. Beautiful plate. Good portion of that was wild harvested today.
All I'm allergic to apples.
No, I'm joking.
You say something, and then you keep saying it, even though you said it, but you want to say it, so you say it again.
Being able to supplement our food supplies with wild harvesting allows us to stay out here for longer before needing to make the long drive to the nearest town to resupply. With the natural morel flush reaching the later stages in most parts of the burn, we know that soon we will need to push hard to harvest what we can before a new wave of fire morels starts to flush in our patches. Today we are taking the time to physically and mentally recharge. Having a relaxed evening fishing and harvesting around this lake is exactly what we need in order to bolster our spirits and get ready for what's to come. Wow, nice catch.
Cheers. It's a beautiful fish again.
I'm going to check this ground for morels while they cast a few more lines. We'll load up here while they fish. That's a nice size gray.
Double snip. Sweet.
These are still nice. And they're pretty dry, but that's what we want because we're going to continue drying them. My bucket's already full here, and then just over here there's some nice big ones, and then those are naturals. You come around the tree and gray fire morels. So all we picked was from there to there on the other side of the lake, and we just got this. out here trying another new road in our little patch, and the weather's looking good for the whole week, other than maybe some thunderstorms tomorrow. These look good here. See, they're still nice and fresh in the needles. Oh, that was an easy bucket. Where the packs are right over there.
I'm all the way.
We know we're over 40 baskets, jam full. So easily over 400 pounds. Hopefully getting closer to 500. That was in 7 hours. The conicas or natural morels are starting to finish up now. So it's just in the orange needle areas where they're still fresh and good, and then the odd third flush one in the black. So that's slowing down a bit, but we're getting to see more and more fire morels to make up for it. 473 pounds. It was a good day. You happy with that?
What's that? We're down $2 for each.
It's cold out. We're back at camp. Gonna get the wood stove going. That's a lot of mushrooms. Holy cow, man. Nice. It is thundering and pounding rain. So we gotta get out of here. We got another 2 buckets just now by the lake. And we'll just go get everything really nice and dried out. Well, the weather's sure changed for us here. Early afternoon. And we went and picked around the Singing Lands Ranch property. Got another 60 pounds in no time. So we were able to fill up the dryer completely. Exhaust air in the sun on these. And then once the dryer has condensed and shrank those mushrooms a bit, these will get moved into there. Every drawer is jam-packed full. I'm just finishing flashing the final flash of some other mushrooms. These are just beautiful. These are already all sold. Here's a box and bag of our already sold mushrooms as well. This is almost 38 pounds of dried. And it's a big box. So that's a lot of mushrooms in there. We've come way down these back roads today. We're quite a bit higher in elevation. There's burn up here in some spots, but we're just trying to find areas where everything's still nice, good quality. Nice. Because of the cold weather this season, we are seeing a delayed flush of fire morels, which are often brought on by warmer weather. The majority of the naturals in our main patch are below our normal quality standard, so we are trying to find some higher elevation areas in hopes that the remaining natural flush is still in good shape. It is common to have a mid-season lull between the naturals and the fire morels when the weather behaves like this, so we are back to scouting and covering ground until our main patch is producing again.
So after scouting this far side of the pond, there's lots of naturals, but they're still mostly too old, or they have ash splash, which is where it rains really hard and the burn and the ash and the charcoal splashes up onto the mushroom and they're basically no good. Most of our patch has been at 1,200 meters, and we see that all the volume in that at that elevation is sort of going bad. So now we're at 1,400 meters. Oh, the mushrooms are a little fresher up here. Better than down the hill. And now it's pouring rain again.
After driving about 25 kilometers down these remote forest service roads, we have found some sparse patches of mushrooms that are still fresh, but the overall volumes are nowhere near what we have been seeing in our main patch. This area has also been heavily clear-cut in recent years, so there isn't as much forest left for us to check. This is not what we were expecting, considering Randy had one of the best Morels harvests of his career bordering this area about 20 years ago.
Oh, that's hard. Woo! That's a heavy pile. One new piece is coming.
Oh yeah, that's done.
Oh, look at that. Look at these grays. Can't get morels much nicer than that. Holy crap! You gotta pick that, Alec. Do the honors. Oh yeah. These are the blondies we want. This tree here is half fallen over. It's hung in the other trees. The soil that it pulled up with it is covered in morels. 0.73 pounds from one morel. Look at that. Whoa, man, those are huge. Ridiculous. After seeing that big blonde, we just wanted some heat, so that starts everywhere else like that. There goes the clouds. Here comes the sun. Beautiful sunny day. Blondes and grays. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. We found them. Look at these. Blondie. Nice blondie. Basket of blondes and grays.
There.
We were going through our old patch there, just picking up what had grown since we were there last. We managed to get 315 pounds, and we separated out our fire morels because we're going to dry those. We sold all of the naturals fresh. So we'll dry all of these, add them to our stockpile of dried. Wow. Why are they still wet? 12 hours in a wet boot? What?
Can't do.
Here we go. All 5 of us going out again. We go to the top of the hill and look for more fire morels. The ones in the dryer last night are looking excellent. So we want to fill it again with new ones by the time we get home.
But I'm ready to go pick it anyways.
Exclusively fire morels. No naturals. Look at that thing, that's beautiful. Yesterday's are almost done, so we've had to move the dryer into the Quonset tent here, and then we've got this overflow we're doing. Look at these. Phenomenal. And I'll show you yesterday's. Look at these. These are dry. They just need the final flash. They're just, they look almost like they're fresh still. They're dry. And now it's time for me to get out of these wet boots. Sick of having wet boots just every single day. Oh yeah. Much better. Ready to get back to work. Almost entirely lawns and grays. Doesn't get any nicer than that.
These Morchella tomentosa are one of the most sought after species of morel. They often start off gray in color when young and turn to blonde as they mature. Because of this, they are often mistaken for two separate species, when really they are just different stages of the same species. We plan to dry as many as we can harvest throughout the rest of the season.
Alright, check out this blondie. If you look carefully, there's 2 walls there and 2 more walls there. That's a 4 quadruple walled morel. Special delivery!
Morels, eh? Look at them beauties. Look at this.
To scout some new ground, and we're coming through an old burn that we were in 4 years ago. So 4 years ago when we were picking this burn, it's called Elephant Hill. This is where our camp was. We had a buying station right here. We had our big camp with all of our structures here. And I think our fire pit was right over here. Yeah, that's all that's left is our old fire pit. Look at that thing. Well, we covered a lot of ground today scouting. The burn didn't look quite as good on that side. There were some nice sections, but the further we went, the drier it became, and it just became sandy and rocky soil. Here's today's pick, drying on the overflow. Just restocking our firewood here. Got this beautiful, it was a dead old growth Doug fir that had burned and fell over. Can't get any better than that. It's full of resin and sap, and it just burns like crazy. So I made all these shavings, and this is just, it smells so nice. Translucent, and it just lights right up. Even when it's soaking wet, this stuff will light. Look how that burns.
Hey, stay away from my blondie.
What? Fire morel. But nice. This is a different type of fire morel. We call these ones greenies. They're a little different than a natural. When they're young, they look like this. They have almost like a silver sheen to them, and their gills are really, really tight. And they get a bit bigger, and then even bigger compared to a natural. Yeah, there's a natural. And then compared to a blondie. Look at that. Perfect mushroom. Ooh, nice. There's a nice big one. Two. Give it a nice cut.
The more we try to cover ground on this vast wildfire, the more we reassure ourselves that our main patch is producing more abundantly than the majority of other areas. With only a few days left for us this season, we decide our time is best spent focused in our main patch where we know it is producing well. Seeing a handful of greens is nice, but it doesn't seem like they're going to be flushing in abundance on this fire. Luckily, the blondes and grays are flourishing, and they are particularly nice quality this year. So we'll make the most of that while we still can, drying everything we harvest right up until our time is done and we start the trip home.
Feel that pepperoni. That's how nice it is.
Perfect condition. The shape of that one. Look at that thing. It's a beauty. Dr. Seuss shroom. That's a Blondie Village. Nice. $25 or $26 baskets of fire morels.
Nice.
We guessed that we got 300 pounds, and look what we got. 300.88.
Fire morels like these are often double or triple walled. In most ways, this is a good thing. They are more durable and they have a meatier texture. They last longer when dried, but they are also more difficult to dry compared to single-walled morels. Because of this, we will need to take the time to finish drying everything to completion before finishing up for the season. This was a great final harvest to end on.
Okay, here we are at the old Deadman Ranch. There's still some residents. Look at them. They're inside the old houses.
We could see this abandoned settlement from our patch throughout the season while we were harvesting. We wanted to take the chance to explore it while our final morel harvest finishes drying. It's a heritage site that was originally constructed over 100 years ago. As far as we know, it was a gold mining community that became a livestock ranch until it was abandoned in the 1970s.
Never know what you might find in these places. Ooh, that roof just... Whoa!
Collapse on you.
There he is.
Get out of my house.
Over there. That's our patch.
How does it get up there?
Oh yeah, this was like the main house, I think. Oh, there's a dead squirrel or something right there. In the last number of years, you hear a lot of talk about inflation. So here, we're going to show you what the prices were like in the mid to late 30s. White beans, hand shucked, 4.5 cents per pound. 4-pound tin of BC marmalade, 35 cents. Peaches and syrup, 18 cents.
Nabob. Pilchard's Nabob.
8.5 cents. Got another big roast going in the Dutch oven. Probably gonna start packing up tomorrow. Call it a season. The fire morels are getting too big. The fresh price is just too low. So we've dried a whole bunch now. We're pretty happy with that. And then tomorrow we'll start packing up. We're just dividing up all of our dried mushrooms between the 5 of us now. Bit of a process, but we'll be happy we've done this correctly. Pretty much finished the cleanup here. Wood stove room is staying for now, and then the structures are going to stay for another week. When Robbie and Alec are done, they're going to take down the tarps, and the owner of the property is asked us to leave the nice fire pit and the poles for the structures because they're going to continue to use those with the benches and everything. What an awesome season. Normally we are competing for ground with other people, and there was nobody in our patch the entire season, not once. We didn't see a single vehicle on that road. Nobody found it. One of the other days we went picking, we found where everybody else was, and there was, you know, over 100 people on that road. So we're pretty lucky and feeling pretty grateful for that. Good season.
Right on, man. I did it.
Did it again.
Ground it out.
Good season, dude.
It was a really good season.
Robbie. Hey, Alec.
Season fail.
That was awesome.
Thanks for watching our 2022 Morel season, The Movie. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider subscribing to our channel. It helps keep the cameras rolling. We love doing this work, but it's very mentally and physically demanding, and trying to keep a camera running while dealing with batteries and technology while in the wilderness with limited electricity can be a challenge. We would like to improve our quality and take things to the next level so we can more thoroughly document the beautiful places we are so privileged to work in, so we can showcase them to you. Next week, we will be taking you with us deep into the British Columbian rainforest to harvest pine mushrooms, so stay tuned for that. Special thanks to Will and Aaron for letting us stay on the remote Singing Lands Ranch property. And thank you to Skeetchessin First Nation and Secwepemc First Nation for your efforts with garbage pickup throughout the burn. Shout out to Gabe from Skeetchessin. We were happy to run into you again this season, and thank you for the warm welcome. See you next week, everybody.